Okay. Hello to this. Why am I trying to do my intro? To the side and back, my name is Toki Uzuru, also known as Toki, and I actually have something to talk about this stream. Like I didn't have anything to talk about last stream, but I think having one where it's just like updates on what's going on in my life is fine. It stresses me out less. I want to at least get the updates out of the way first. I've not gotten anywhere close to finish that. I started an official uh, learning Korean class yesterday, and I will have to take my next class Thursday. So that's cool. I tried to make mochi with cooked rice instead of steamed rice, and I didn't. I classify it as a fail, but I still ate it. I think it was a texture thing, but I still have to figure that one out. And the latest movie I ended up watching last week, on Wednesday specifically, was When Marnie Was Here. Of course, it's a Studio Ghibli movie. Because those are just like such a vibe. But it also ends up getting like emotionally draining for me. So I can't just do an entire week of me watching Studio Ghibli movies. I have to give myself time to like calm down emotionally after them. My brain just recognized what this was. I'm currently trying to get through finishing off season 1 of Spy X Family. But because of the fact that I was tired yesterday, I only watched about 3 episodes. I ended up rewatching 1 episode. So I will now be choosing between trying to finish off Spy X Family while also rewatching Fruits Basket. Today's video will be Today's topic is what I have is that we as a collective human species do not listen, or at the very least, don't typically pay attention to lyrics. Andre 3000, right before he gets into the lyrics, right before he gets into the chorus, ended up saying, "Y'all don't want to hear me, you just want to dance." And while to the rest of the song, I started understanding what he meant by that. Surprisingly enough, it's not just the song Hey Ya, which is the reason why I say it's a paradox or a problem. I have other examples of us collectively not paying attention to the lyrics. and just either sing. I just had to go ahead and think about that. You'll dance to anything. Which song was? Yeah, I just had to go through the lyrics. Uh, I just had to go through the chorus of Hurricane by Panic at the Disco because after they sing the chorus, they end up saying you'll dance to anything. And again, it just points out what I was talking about. Usually not paying attention to the lyrics. It would be the song Don't Stop by 5 Seconds of Summer. It was a song was written and released with alongside with or on their debut self-titled album, which the album itself was just them trying to break the American music scene and be like, hey, we're here, this is our sound. Kind of like a wrecking or someone punching through a wall and shouting through the hole. A lot of the songs off of that album, but specifically Don't Stop, are uh, have surface level lyrics that you don't have to think too much about because it is direct and blunt when it comes to what it's talking about. Yet the thing that I don't understand music differently was if it wasn't a meaningful song, why was it chosen as a single? Because it was definitely one of the more upbeat songs that would be able to grab us, something that is highly disliked. I currently have a playlist playing right now, specifically to go ahead and save my brain. And every time it changes, the first thing my brain wants to do while I'm trying to speak is try to figure out whether I recognize where the song is coming, where the song, uh, where the original tune to the song belonged. And I did that a lot. Trying to figure out where. But there are even more up Panic at the Disco, specifically the album A Fever You Can't Sweat Out, and how I Write Sins Not Tragedies ended up being the single from that album. And while the album itself, the way that I'm seeing it, seemed more like a uh, had more of a pretentious music theater vibe. Like it's still musical theater. It's less Broadway, but still musical theater, and more of the you have to look at the context and you have to read between the lines writer vibe. And even if unless you actually do a lyrical analysis, which I might end up doing a lyrical analysis on I Write Sins Not Tragedies specifically, but on A Fever You Can't Sweat Out as a whole, because I still don't understand it. But it was a song that also ended up bringing Panic at the Disco to the forefront of the music scene. And here is the main reason as to why I end up calling it, because there are some artists that decide to go ahead and speak on problems or things or speak directly to certain groups of people through their music. As far as I know, some of those people, an example of those people would be BTS. The K-pop industry in general, but BTS specifically. Speaking of that, I might I will end up doing an entire segment speaking on my entrance into being a fan of K-pop music in general, and like the good, the bad, the ugly, the unseemly, the questionable at best, the cultural clash, and like else. I forgot words. I'll be talking about that at a later time. But specifically, BTS versus, there's a package. Okay, where was I? Ah, the thing that I wanted to go ahead and talk about specifically is BTS versus the naysayers, or as I've written down, haters. Basically, people that go ahead and criticize them before they go ahead and get to solely because of their from the K-pop industry, and that has a lot of stereotypes that I will not get into this video because the video stream brain doesn't want to think about things right now. But it's just like them having to deal with the stereotypes of being K-pop idols, and like the people that go ahead and negatively criticize them and their listen to the songs or even look into the lyrics. Which is funnier because they continue to write songs addressing them specifically. Examples would be Bapsay, Silver Spoon. Those are the same songs, by the way. Uh, Dope. This is also the same group that ended up making an entire song where they were singing, rapping in their respective Korean dialects. Solely because when it comes to the K-pop industry itself, bottom line, and that is honestly one of the funniest things I've had to think about. But again, unless you understand, like, have a general understanding of the Korean language, you wouldn't have known that. But when my brain brings up questions, I have to look for answers. So that's how I ended up finding out. And it's like, they speak on a lot of those issues. But the create said issues 9 times out of 10 won't hear the response because they're not looking further into the lyrics. They're just judging it based off of whatever criteria they're using. And as much as I'm sitting here like, that's not fair, it also just, it's funny. It's absolutely funny. Because they will continue to do so. And it will only continue to happen. Like y'all can't get at us if y'all not even listening to the songs. And as a writer, as a storyteller, I have no other choice but to look further into the lyrics. Mostly because I just like, I try to find out why a song resonates with me as much as it does. And then I find out the meaning of the song and it makes sense. I'm like, ah, okay. So what does this mean? Personally suggest that if there's a song that ends up popping up in your head and you have time to do so, go ahead and look into the lyrics of that song and see exactly what resonates with you in said song. It tells you a lot about like your mental state in the moment that the song pops up into your head, but the specific lyric will tell you exactly what you might be trying to block out or ignore. As I said I would, and it is almost 1 o'clock. I did a lot yesterday, and I said that I was going to take a rest today because I also have to do cleaning tomorrow. And as much as I'm looking forward to the aftermath of cleaning, I am not looking forward to the act of actually cleaning. Anyway, so this is Toki signing off. Oh, well, I didn't do the thing yet. There we go.